Hi, welcome back. Just looking at a seed catalogue. It's time for us gardeners to be thinking about next year and what annuals we're going to grow. The thing about our annuals, for the most part, our plant hardiness zone is kind of irrelevant because it deals with your minimum winter temperature, and most of your annual plants are not in the ground at that time. However, if we're going to grow them out to seed, a lot of what we call annuals are biennials. The biennials that I'm going to try to grow to seed now are cabbage, carrot, turnip, rutabaga, and beets. Now, turnip, rutabaga, and carrot I can leave in the ground all winter. Beets, my understanding is that they won't survive my zone 5 winter, so I have them stored in the cellar and I will plant them in the spring. Next year will be my first year growing beet seed. Cabbage and kale are another two that will need winter protection. They can overwinter fairly easily in zone 7. So I have some in the garden now that I have covered with some plastic containers, and we'll see what happens come spring. There are some annuals that need to be planted in the fall to overwinter. So far, though, the only ones I tracked down were the garlic cloves and the winter grains, your so-called winter cereals. Both of those have a very high tolerance to cold temperatures. Garlic you can plant in the fall as long as you don't have permafrost, and the winter cereals are grown in the southern prairie provinces, so it gets fairly cold there as well. With respect to those though, the opposite end is true because they need a cold period, and if you live in a warmer climate, then you may have to go with the soft neck variety of garlic, which doesn't need as much cold vernalization. The winter cereals, I don't know yet what their temperature tolerances and their temperature needs are. Coming on now to your growing season, we have what you call the climatic heat index, which is what you'll get here. It'll just give you your amount of growing degree units that you accumulate over the season. The speed at which those growing degree units or heat is accumulated is also important. So I'm going to give 4 examples and how it relates to the growing of your annual crops here and now. There will be 2 from the United States first, and then I'll give 2 from Canada afterwards. Now I'll shrink down into the corner here so you can see what is being displayed behind me. If we go now and check in on what the specifics are given by the seed supplier, we're checking on my carrots. I have carrot seed. I know the name, but I don't know the specifics. So we'll go here. The name is Toucan carrot. I'll click on that. And it says that it goes to maturity in 65 to 70 days. It takes me a full growing season to grow carrots. I have an 120 to 130 day growing season. I plant them a week before the last frost, and I don't harvest them until we've had 2, 3, 4 frost. So they're in the ground like 140 days. And yet, here it says 65 to 70. So it's taking me twice as long to get my carrot harvest as what they say here. Bolero carrot, it says 75 days. Goldfinger carrot says 65 to 70 days. Miami organic carrot says 70 days. Napoli carrot says 55 days. And Neptune carrot says 65 days. So on average, most carrots, you're talking 65 to 70 days. As I mentioned back in the two sides of a coin video, your plants have a base temperature when they start to grow, and on this graph we have our growth rate and our temperature. So as you can see, as the temperature increases, the growth increases up to an optimum. Here in this example it says 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So there is an optimum range they give, and then they give a certain range beyond that where you don't really notice any difference in the growth of the vegetable, up to what they call a maximum tolerable temperature. Beyond that maximum tolerable, you'll start to notice effects of heat stress and plant growth will slow down. Those rates are, of course, plant specific. Here you have two warm season crops with different growth patterns. And here you have a cool season crop, broccoli, and a warm season crop, maize it says, which is actually corn, we call it, with different growth patterns, optimum temperatures and maximum temperatures. Now this you'll recognize from the two sides of a coin video as well. It gives you approximately monthly temperature for best growth and growing degree day base temperature. So basically your daily average. And here on top we have carrots. So your optimum temperature for carrot is 60 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Your minimum is 45. We're going to go with 41 because the cool season crops in general, they say it's a base 5 degrees Celsius or 41 degrees Fahrenheit. The absolute base for carrots is 38. The maximum tolerated temperature is 75. So what we're going to do is say the upper end of the optimum temperature is 65. We'll subtract 41 equals 24. So the carrot can make use of a maximum of 24 growing degree units per day. It will start at 41 degrees with one growing degree unit and increase growth speed up to a maximum of making use of 24 growing degree units per day. The maximum speed or maximum heat at which the carrot plant can withstand, we do 75 minus our 41 equals 34. So if you're getting more than 34 growing degree units per day, then your carrot plant will start to show signs of heat stress. So, back to our carrots, and it's saying maturity is about 65 days. We pull up our calculator again. When they say maturity 65 days, they're talking optimum growing conditions. No matter what a person is selling, that's what they give you. Under optimum conditions, this is the result you should get. Part of optimum conditions, of course, is optimum temperature. So, we know that under optimum temperature, the carrot can make use of 24 growing degree units. You multiply that by the 65 days, and you get 1,560 growing degree units for a carrot to go from seed to maturity. After recording that portion and starting on the examples, I realized I wouldn't be able to get this portion and the examples into the time frame that I would like my videos to be, between 10 and 20 minutes. So I've decided to split it here, and I'll do the examples in the next video. So I hope that was interesting and hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next video, where we will explain the significance of this later portion of the amount of growing degree units with respect to your planting times and what to expect for growth rate. So have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video.